This briefcase changed my life.
5,000.
My dad was in a helicopter in Vietnam, and the pilot looked back and said, "The engine just failed. Brace yourself, we're going down." Helicopter crashes. Everybody survives. The guy beside him goes to unbuckle and run, and my dad just grabs his collar and holds on to it. And the guy's screaming, "This thing's gonna explode, let me go, this thing's gonna explode." And luckily my dad had some special training where in a helicopter crash, you never run right away, because in the crash, the helicopter blades are gonna be bouncing on the ground, and if you run, you'll get beheaded. So everything calms down. This gets communicated. They finally see the helicopter blades, they stop, they go to get out of the helicopter, and my dad grabs the briefcase that he's sitting on, and it's like locked into the seat, and he finally wiggles it free. And these two hooks of the seat went into the briefcase. And the legend goes that if he wasn't sitting on that briefcase, it would have went straight into his back, which probably wouldn't have killed him, but it probably would have been enough that he wouldn't have had the strength to grab the guy beside him, right? My dad gets back from the war, back in the States, and he writes Samsonite, who makes the briefcase, a letter, and he tells him the story. And a couple of months later, he gets a message back from Samsonite that says, "Thanks so much for your service. Here's the best briefcase we make." So that's the legend that was told in my family growing up. And that briefcase right here, that became my little space for my mementos. It started by being my place for close-up magic whenever I was getting into magic. Getting into magic got me into this show called Movie Magic. That got me into movie making, and now it carries all my batteries to fuel my filmmaking endeavors. So I tell you all this because now I have 5 sons of my own. 6 boys. I've got 6 boys. And I think so often we talk about passing on baggage and fatherhood baggage, and that's always seen as a negative. And I want to know what it looks like to flip that. And can I give my kids positive baggage? So my goal is to make a docuseries about figuring out how to give my kids good baggage. And the goal is to go on a trip with my dad, try to find the guy who was sitting beside him in the helicopter, and then go on one trip with each of my 5 boys, meeting up with incredible fathers all along the way. So I'm spending the summer publicly pitching this docuseries, especially to Samsonite, the company that made this briefcase that I've been carrying around for my last 35 years and that you gave to my dad over 50 years ago. Because I think adventures, are worth it, and I think there's something to learn there. So if you want to be along for the ride, follow us and let's figure out how do we give our kids the best baggage we can. Your move, Samsonite.